Hey guys, what's up? I got this Charmeleon 3D printed a couple Christmases ago. Take a look. Pretty cool. So I'm gonna paint this guy, but the first steps are we're gonna have to sand some of the print lines away, smooth them up a bit. So let's go, let's see what we can do. All right, let's make some room. See you later, Charmander. And I'll throw down this Cricut sheet here, catch some of the sanding. And I got a couple different sandpapers. I think the smoothest is around 400. I got some 120, some more 400. A little bit more aggressive stuff I probably won't even use, to be honest. So let's get him sanded up. Alright, so I've been sanding this Charmeleon for about an hour, and I've barely dented the print lines. Way more pain than I thought. You can see them there, like, and then it does have like the color transition on its belly outline, and like, I'm gonna have to pretty much sand through that to get him smooth. And like, I don't even know how I'm gonna do the fire. I definitely think this would be a lot easier with like a Dremel or like sanding sponges even, but I can't believe I haven't broke it yet, how small it is and how much I've been putting pressure on it while I'm sanding, but it's been holding up very well. So we'll see what we can do. I'm got a little file here. I'm gonna use this to try to sharpen up his claws a bit. Let's see here. I can even get it in between. A little better, still a long way to come. Yeah, I don't have a Dremel, so the only way I can really do this is the painful way at the moment. Yeah, some of these are just gonna take 2 years to sand it all. I think it might be able to speed up if I paint it with a big primer. I might lose some of the like stomach line detail and stuff, but I'm thinking paint it with a primer pretty thick and then sand back just to help build up those ridge lines, as opposed to sand them down to nothing. So we're gonna give that a go, but it's not looking horrible. It's just obvious print lines still. You can see them on the legs there. See them everywhere, but put a coat of primer on Charmeleon, and it looks noticeably worse. But that being said, we can see the print lines better. It's fine.
How did the sanding go?
Not good.
Didn't work? But how's it looking with the paint on it? You can't see the lines as much?
I'm just trying that now. Putting it on as thick as I can.
Yeah, I feel like it's helping.
Yeah. I don't know, I sanded it for like 3 hours.
Okay, so you did sand it then?
Oh yeah, it did nothing.
Oh.
Like it did something, but like you just have marks everywhere still. Alright guys, here we are. I painted him in a couple coats with a brush, just literally just slapped it on, big globs, trying to cover up some of the print lines. And I just used this kind of glossy red, and as the paint dried, everything just came back. So you can see all the imperfections, which I'm not a big fan of. Like, I just globbed his tail, and you can still see the print lines. Not so good on camera, but they're there. And yeah, I'm just really disappointed with. I wanted to airbrush this, not even use a brush. Maybe for the eyes and teeth, but so I think I'm gonna take this to the airbrush booth and just give it a coat in matte varnish, and hopefully that'll self-level a bit, and then I think I'm gonna have to resand the whole thing to try to get it smoother. The print wasn't amazing to begin with, like the claws and stuff. Like there's a lot of print lines on a small amount of detail, but we'll clean it up the best we can and see what it looks like. Got our Charmeleon here. Just gonna give him a coat in a matte varnish. I thought I had a different one, but I got this is my leather one. So I'm gonna throw that on just real wet, get it into the cracks. Hopefully we can sand it after and make it a little bit smoother. Alright, he's sanded. It looks rough, but if you look on like the ridge of the back there, like he's fairly smooth. I think the paint should cover up most of it now. So let's get to it. Alright, let's get some paint on this guy and see what it does. I'm just gonna hit him with the hair dryer to help the paint dry quicker. He's looking pretty good, actually. Do a couple more coats of this red and let him dry. Put it on too fast. There's another little mark on his elbow. Just gonna keep coating it until those are relatively invisible. But yeah, he's coming along. A slight bit of orange to brighten up the red. I'm just gonna apply it directly from above to give a little bit of highlighting. It really is hard to see. Charmeleon. He's got to clean up the oval up here. In here I gotta add the brown and a few mess ups, but I got some of the bulk on there pretty smooth with the airbrush, so I'll also have to clean the red up on his legs here and his feet. But I'm gonna move over to a brush and get him looking a little better. So to match the red will actually be pretty difficult because I mixed it up with my airbrush and it had a little bit darker and then added a little bit of orange to it. But I'm gonna just use the same red I used to mix it. And if it's a bit brighter, it honestly, because where it is on the legs and stuff, it shouldn't matter too much. I'm just going to start working on the red in between layers of the tummy to let it dry there. Okay, I poured out the red in between a coat. It looks way brighter. I know it's going to dry darker, but I'm going to try to get it a little bit closer. And of course, I don't even have an orange unless I mix one, but I'm just going to make it a bit darker with black, and then if it's too dark, I'll bring it back with a little bit of yellow. But let's see if we can get a little closer. Even that looks a lot better. Probably over to the wet palette and start doing his eyes and claws and teeth. base is looking good. I'm just going to take the knife and shave some edges up so it doesn't look so quirky. Alright there, so I'm gonna give it a little paint, base in some craft paint, start with black, then a dark brown, and then I'll probably just dry brush or feather in some light brown. I might add some gray, but for now I'm just gonna get the black real wet, cover everything, all the little crevices, and then I'll put some brown textures and work my way up to a brighter color from there. I got the old makeup dry brush and just a wide brush to put the paint on. Don't need anything fancy for this. Alright, so the glue has dried. It looks pretty good. I like the waviness and the flow. There is one spot here. Oh, you can see the hole at the top. Right there. It's supposed to kind of squeeze out from under this top rock. So I think I'm going to fill that with blue tack and then put one more smooth glue over top. And that should be the lava complete. Alright, there's the blue tack. Help get the volume for the lava. I think this is pretty much ready to go paint. So let's get that done. Clover. All right. There is our lava. I got a little highlight on the rock. So this is pretty much ready for Charmeleon. He's got some highlights on him. Something like that. Alright guys, there's Charmeleon. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.